Mike at night.
Our news, our business.
Hey, if you hear at nighttime,
That means you're here at the right time.
and what do we like to do with the Mike at night show?
And what we like to do is what we do.
You do.
Yeah. Love
Support,
and protect.
no doubt.
Hey, you know what we do, man.
Yeah, and we love to do it. We don't just like to do it, we
We
love
love to do it because we love you all. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, you guys get on in here. Y'all know what time it is. We about to get in here and talk that stuff like we always do. We ain't gonna quit. We don't care if it's one of y'all in here, two of y'all in here, three of y'all in here. We don't care if it's zero. We gonna get in here and talk to our community the way that we do. We don't care if Facebook shut us down. If baby mama say we gotta pick up the kid, hey, whatever it is, we gonna be here to talk that stuff to y'all and get our community where it needs to be. Ain't that what we do?
Hey, that's what we always been about. And that's what we're going to stay about here in the Mike at Night show. Hey, don't forget to go ahead and tag and share this video. If you need to get a notification so you can know when we're going online, go ahead and do that and subscribe.
Man, listen, a lot of y'all when we come on here, and because I go to some of y'all's homes, and you know most of the people that watch the show, I've been to your house. Hey, what's going on, Mai? Love you. Hey, Mai, you need to post that picture of you in your LSP shirt. I ain't playing. But anyway, hey, I go by a lot of y'all's houses and y'all like, man, we don't know when y'all come on. And we didn't hit Jock. So we're gonna take a break so that we can hit Jock, make sure Jock is on here. I'm about to call him live, y'all. Because he put me on blast on the last show and said, why don't y'all never tell me when y'all coming on? I'm going to call Jock live. Hold on real quick. And if you guys want to call in today, I'm going to let y'all have, I'm going to let you guys call in today. If you're dropping comments, I can bring you on live if you guys want to talk about this a little bit. Hey, come on, Mike.
Or you can just continue to chime in the way that you've been.
Mike, go ahead and post for us. You know we appreciate you. Hey, and go ahead and post what you do in there too. Let them know that you what are you, a sommelier, or is that how you say it? Tell me how to say it, Maya. I don't know, sommelier or whatever you do when you go to school, when you go to college for wine. Now, I know a lot of people off of 16th and Larimer that went to college for wine, but not that type of going to college. We ain't talking about no Mad Dog 2020. We talking about some. Oh yeah, you can call in, Sabrina. Come on now, y'all can call in. Hey, now when y'all do call in, don't be calling in being long-winded. All right, this is like the funeral when they tell y'all that y'all got like 2 minutes to speak some words. Y'all got 2 minutes because we will cut you off. We will cut you off, but we appreciate y'all. Sommelier. Hold on, you can't just spell it, Ma. You got to tell us how to say it.
The pronunciation.
The pronunciation. So it's sommelier, I believe. What is the number? You can go ahead and call my phone number. If I'm telling you guys you can call in, you can call my phone number if you need to call in. But anyway, hey, we appreciate y'all for being here. Make sure that you tagging and sharing the video as well. Don't just come in here and eat by yourself, because I know how y'all black folks are. Y'all show up to people's house with food. And let me just say that real quick. Don't be doing that, okay? If you go over somebody's house, make sure you eat before you get there. Don't be walking in with cups from Arby's and bags and stuff. That's rude, especially if they got kids, okay? The kids wanted some of that Arby's, all right? If you ain't going to be picking up no sliders for the kids, don't just be showing up at nobody's house. You get them kids some sliders or something, and then you walk in, okay? I'm playing that. But anyway, we're going to talk about some freeloaders today. But before we do that, we're going to call our special friend and the friend of the show, Mr. Johnson. Because Mr. Johnson says that we don't contact him when it's time for the show. So we're going to do that before we get started. We're going to let him know that we live right now. And
the only thing that you all have to do is subscribe, and you'll automatically get the notification, people. So it's not like you don't have the ability to know exactly when we're coming on, just in case we can't call every single person. But we do appreciate everybody that does come on to the show. Like my man said, we love, support, and protect y'all. Anytime that you guys have anything to do with this show, we most definitely appreciate it, and we want to give our appreciation back to the community. by having these discussions, because they need to be had.
And we're going to let y'all know before we blow up, because that's what we about to do. We blowing up, like Martin Lawrence show. We about to blow up, but before we do, we want, this y'all are our foundation. We've been doing this almost for a whole year right now. We've been doing this for almost a whole year. We have over 100 episodes of the Mike and Mike at Night show. You can Google Mike and Mike at Night. Nobody else is going to come up but us.
And you can always go back, say you missed some shows, and there's a lot of topics that we've covered that is relevant to our community. So just because you might not have seen it live, you can always go back. Just look at the description and see what we're talking about, and that might have an effect on, or somebody might need to hear that. You might need to hear that. You might just need to tag to somebody else to spread the message to them.
And you know what? If you're buying a car, if you need to fix your credit, if you need to know some good places in the community to eat, all of those things. We just tagged our girl, Lakeisha Humphreys. She delivering hold on. Let me tell y'all something about Lakeisha Humphreys. She brought me some gizzards the other day, y'all. She brought me some gizzards. Now, I know a lot of y'all don't know what gizzards are, but I eat chicken gizzards. I do. I'm that guy. Ate some chicken gizzards from Lakeisha Humphreys, and they were absolutely amazing. And she delivered them, hand delivered them, to my door with the fries and a brisk tea. So I'm just letting y'all know, hey, she got the food, she got the grub. Hey, y'all need to get in there and tap in with her, check in with her. But anyway, we're going to call Jock real quick, get him on here, see what he got to say, because we let him know that the show is starting. Hey, we like the morning club. We like the breakfast club. You know what I'm saying? We're going to put you on blast real quick. Hey, Mr. Johnson, you're live on the show right now. We decided to give you a call so that all of our viewers know that we have not slighted you, and we are calling you to let you know that the Mike and Mike at Night show is starting.
What's up, John?
What up, everybody?
What's up, man? What's up? So we want you to tap in. I know we didn't open the lines up, Jock, so if y'all need to call in and y'all want to give y'all little 2 cents on what we talking about today, the lines are open.
No doubt. Sabrina says, who's eating Arby's? Gross. You know what? I don't know too many people who are eating Arby's, because every time I drive by there's almost no cars there at all.
Anyway, I'll take some of them sliders. But anyway, Mr. Johnson, we appreciate
Sliders
you, man.
gross.
Thank you.
You better off eating a sandwich.
Man. I'm gonna click in.
All right, for sure, man. Y'all, you have a good one, brother.
All right.
Go.
The fries ain't bad, Sabrina. I think you can admit that.
Man, y'all stop.
With that horsey sauce,
Hold on, man. This is the same thing I hear about people with McDonald's. Oh, I don't eat McDonald's. But every time, even 2 o'clock in the morning, McDonald's line be packed.
They the only one.
But don't nobody eat McDonald's.
Just at 2 in the morning. That's the only time.
Anyway, you want to tag that real quick before we get started?
Yep. We want to let you all know that we still do have the LSP shirts available. I'm gonna put one on camera for y'all. Y'all see it's good and it's ready to go, so go ahead and put your order in, however you've been doing it, and we will make sure that you personally get your shirt. So don't forget the LSP, because we LSP you.
Already.
All right.
Already. Appreciate that, man. Just wanted to give that quick plug on the product and clothing line.
No doubt. So today we're talking about freeloaders. Now I know that everybody on all corners of the earth have dealt with these type of people before. Heck, you might even be one of them and might not even realize it. So what we're going to talk about today are just some of the things that they do, some of the things that you can expect or not expect from them. And I want to throw a little caveat out there off the top. We're not throwing anybody under the bus, okay? We continue to love, support, and protect our black people in the community. So this in no way is a slight to them. This is just to help you all out and to help us out to understand what some of the red flags are, and actually some of the things that we can do to prevent freeloading, right? Because we all know that it mostly hits us in our pocket, which is not a good place to be hit, especially not in this economy here in 2021. So let's just get right into it. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and describe, and this is not verbatim. This is what do you call it? This is from the Urban Dictionary.
Okay. What is a freeloader?
It says a freeloader requires one to be manipulative and conniving. Otherwise, they would not be able to pull their freeloading activities on you, as they tend to play on your heartstrings and the generosity of their host. Let me go ahead and repeat that. To be a freeloader requires one to be manipulative. You cannot freeload if you don't have the manipulative skill. If you don't have the conniving skill, you'll probably be a very not too well off to do freeloader who doesn't have anything that they're trying to get. So those are the first things first. You got to have that manipulation going. Otherwise, they won't be able to do what they do to you. And sadly enough, we allow this to happen. So we want to talk about some different ways that maybe we can keep our eyes open a little bit better so that people can't pull this stuff on us. And like I said, once again, I don't think any of this applies to any of our audience watching, but you might know somebody who's a freeloader and might actually need to hear this information so that they can step their game up too, because we love, support, and protect freeloaders as well.
Already. Now, like my man said, we do love, support, and protect you, even if you may be identified as a freeloader. Now, we would generally tell you to tag and share this video, but because of the sensitive nature of the title in this video, we don't want you to tag and share with your freeloading friends, because they may be hip to what you're trying to tell them, that they need to stop freeloading and pay their own way.
Right. Speaking of paying, we want to get into some of the red flags of the freeloader. So one of the first things is failure to pay off loans. Okay. Now, we were discussing in the green room that it's okay to borrow numerous amount of times, but it is not okay not to pay when you say you're going to pay. So if I borrow from you once a week or once every other week, then that's fine, just so long as I'm paying my debt off in time, and that way I don't be labeled as a freeloader. So that's one of the best ways to get that label, is to not pay people that you say you're going to pay back when you say you're going to pay them. I understand all people have issues and problems when it comes to money and things of that nature, but there's other things that you can do to not gain that reputation for yourself. So what do you think about that, about people paying off their loans or whatnot, bro?
Hey, listen, the main thing is making sure that you pay when you said you were going to pay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you tell someone that you're going to pay them back on a certain day, make sure that you pay them back on that certain day. Now, if you know you're not going to be able to meet that deadline, and 9 times out of 10 you know that 2 or 3 days prior to not being able to meet that deadline, give them a courtesy call. And say, you know what, right, I know I said I was going to get this to you on Tuesday. Things got a little bit hectic for me financially. So what I'm going to do is, if you don't mind, I like to push it to Friday, or I like to push it to Saturday, or whatever. But just let them know.
That at least keeps you in the loop, so you kind of know what's going on with the person and what's going on with your money, right? And also, don't be borrowing other stuff while you still owe somebody something. So if you owe me $50, don't call me talking about you need 25 more. Don't call me talking about you need to borrow my VCR, or things of that nature like that, right? So before you can get to any type of way of getting a new loan, you got to pay off the old loan, and that's kind of disrespectful to the person that you borrow whatever it is you borrow from, because you ain't even paid that off yet, and here you are trying to borrow more stuff.
And there are people that will try and double borrow. You know, they'll borrow something or ask for a loan, come back, haven't paid that loan off, and ask for more.
Right. Because if it's your friends, I'm going to tell you what, they're probably doing you a favor, because they're not charging you no interest typically. If you go anywhere else and try to get a loan, they're going to charge you interest. So if you borrowed $25, man, they're going to expect $35 on that day that you say. So be respectful of your friends, because these are the people you want to have in your circle for when you really absolutely need it, right? So
now, Sabrina said something that was kind of interesting. She said, and pay the amount you said you would.
Right. Right.
Now,
I'm only asking for 25. Pay me 25 like you said. I'm not charging you 30. Just pay me the $25.
Now, I will be kind enough to say this. If you don't have a 25, I would appreciate the 10. Let me know when I can get the
15 to dub.
Right.
Throw me something.
Let me know when I can get the 15.
But keep me in the loop of knowing what's going on. That
right.
way I don't feel like I'm being
taking
manipulated.
and taking advantage
right?
of. Because you can easily feel that way when someone has borrowed from you and has failed to pay back.
Absolutely. So a couple other signs that you can look out for, and you would think that they would be very apparent, but sometimes they're not, right? So when people always show up empty-handed to functions and gatherings and parties, often uninvited, and they have nothing to offer, that's a sign that they're a freeloader. Now, everybody can get away with that once or twice, depending on the people that you're dealing with, as long as you're not a perpetual serial borrower or loaner and don't pay back. But if you're going to come to the barbecue, listen, if you bring a six-pack, a soda, a Walmart brand soda, that's something that you can do to keep this label off of your back, right? So those that steadily, constantly show up like that, that's a red flag that they might be a freeloader, right?
Lisa, I want to thank you for joining the show. I haven't seen you in here before, but I do thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Love, support, and protect. And again, if you guys know somebody that needs to hear this message, go ahead and throw it to them. But be careful, because this is the freeloading show. So if they are the freeloader, you might want to be careful with letting them take part in this show, but at the end of the show, we're going to tell you some things that if you are that freeloader, how you can keep from being that person, or at least improve
or getting that label, right?
Right.
Okay, so Sabrina says, but for those being asked for money, only part with money you don't need. That is absolutely correct. So basically, you should go into the situation, especially when you know this person that you're dealing with as a freeloader, just expect to give them whatever it is that they need, or maybe not what they need. Maybe they're asking for $30. Maybe you only can part with 10. But know that you're giving them that, and don't expect anything back in return necessarily, because that's when you're going to get your feelings hurt, right?
And then you're also going to become the villain.
Right, because when you start coming trying to collect, what's the first thing they want to say?
Okay, so now I ain't supposed to pay my electric bill. Okay, so now I'm not supposed to pay my phone bill because I have to give you this money. And now you're going to become the monster. Right. Because you're asking for something that they actually told you that you were supposed to get back and did.
Right, and they're looking at you like, but you got a car, but you got a spot, but you got this and you got that. So why do I have to pay you? Because you asked for it, or you borrowed it, or whatever the case was. So just know that if you're going to loan somebody some money, just really expect not to get it back. So if you don't have it to loan, don't give it out. So good point, Sabrina.
Absolutely. And I do want to say this real quick, that 90% of freeloading has to do with the host. It's the host's responsibility. Mm-hmm. You know, we teach people how to treat us. So if they feel comfortable taking advantage of you or asking for your resources, it's because you have put them in a place to where they feel comfortable asking for those things. The first responsibility that we have is to not make people feel like they can take our resources without being accountable for those resources. We have to be accountable for our bills. We have to be accountable for the things for our children, for our family, for making sure that we have food on the table and that we have a roof over our head. If they don't care about those things, we have to make sure that we're setting boundaries, as my brother said before. Mm-hmm. We have to make sure that we're setting boundaries so that we are not taken advantage of.
Right, because one thing about a freeloader is this. If you don't set boundaries, they don't have any boundaries about what they will accept from you. And your heart might just be that doggone big that you want to give, even if you don't have it. Because there's people like that. And those are the main people that get taken advantage of. So just know that the freeloader does not have boundaries on what they will accept from you. Keep that in mind. Okay, going back to the red flag. So we talk about people who appear and reappear. I don't know if you all seen the movie. I think it was it Half Baked?
Yeah.
Or it was Snoop Dogg is in there?
Yeah, when he come in trying to smoke. He just
rises up out of nowhere, right? Like there's people like that. You ain't seen them 6-7 months, even a year, and they just happen to pop up at inopportune times around your crib. It might be 11 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning. They're just appearing and reappearing. Well, then you know right then that they probably need something, right? So you want to just look out for that. People who do that usually have been absent for a while, right? So look out for the appearance and the reappearance.
The sporadic appearances.
Sporadic
of
appearances
right.
of people. That's most definitely. I ain't seen you in 1 year, and actually now that I think about it, you owed me some money
from last time
before you pop back up this time. So
right.
we always want to be mindful of that. Okay.
Excessive failed loans. We already covered that.
Yep.
Okay, and then the lack of monetary commitment. So let's say this: there are people who will beg and borrow, but they're not willing, and we know they don't have money, but they're not willing to offer anything non-monetarily. So let's say they're asking for $20. Well, to hold you accountable, I can ask you to do something for me that may mean $20 worth of labor or favors or whatever that is. Hey, I got some dry cleaning I need you to drop off for me. Can you take care of that?
Right.
Or hey, I got a friend flying in. Can you make sure that they get picked up because I'll be at work? There's a lot of things that you can do that have a non-monetary value that sometimes freeloaders are not willing to do.
But you, the host, have to hold them accountable because most of the time they're not going to volunteer to do anything. They can see you moving a whole apartment with a U-Haul and not offer to help at all when you've done, all this stuff for them. They don't even have the decency to offer to help. So you must hold them accountable.
Now, I'm going to tell you guys a true story real quick. I had someone who maybe has spent a considerable amount of money on and asked them to light a candle. They refused to light a candle. Okay? Now, this is someone that we're talking about. This is that freeloading mentality. They fail or are unwilling to do anything, even non-monetarily. But they expect things, and it's almost as though they have an entitlement complex.
Right. They're unappreciative and
ungrateful. And they feel that you owe them something. Let me tell you guys something. Black people, we don't owe them anything but our love, support,
and protection.
That's all we owe them. Now, however someone may interpret that is up to them. But what I'm saying is this, that if those out there are unwilling to do for us, then we shouldn't be so eager to do for them because it can take away from who we are and what we have.
Absolutely. Have you ever bought a freeloader something and they had the nerve to complain that it was the wrong brand, or they just really show a lack of appreciation and ungratefulness, as if you owe them that and you don't owe them anything. So I'm of the mind that, hey, if I got close to your goal, if I couldn't give you the $20 but I came up with 17, then just be grateful and appreciative of that. And there's ways that you can show your gratefulness and appreciation. Sometimes just through what you tell me. Let me know that you appreciate it. And you can prove that you appreciate it by trying to return the favor, so it's not always one-sided. Me personally, if I was steadily doing something for somebody and I didn't have anything monetarily to offer to them, man, I'd be all over it, man. I'd be trying to mop their floor, man. I'd be trying to mow their grass. I'd be trying to do anything so this person doesn't look at me and say, oh, this is the mooching guy. This is the guy that doesn't offer anything. This is the guy that never brings anything to the table. This is the guy who watched me struggle and needed help, and he refused to help me. So you don't want to be labeled as that guy, and we all have people like that in our families. And like my man said earlier, you don't owe them anything but your love, support, and protection, and that does not necessarily mean that you have to give them money.
Let me say this real quick. We have ran down a list because we were talking about ways in which people can be freeloaders.
Yep.
Now,
go over some of that?
Yeah, we are going to go over that.
Okay.
Now, there is certain forms of freeloading that may be unfamiliar to some of us, and some people may not even recognize that this person may, in fact, be trying to freeload. Tanya Fox, thank you for joining the show. We appreciate you here. We know you're a longtime supporter and participator in the Mike and Mike at Night show, so we do appreciate that. But let's just talk about the different forms of freeloading.
Okay.
Number one.
Room and board. You got the people that want to stay with you, want to crash on your couch for weeks or even months at a time, depending on how long you allow them to do that. So you can't be the enabler in the situation. Other ways that they freeload. Number two, free meal ticket. Sometimes they just want to be fed, and that's okay. And that's one of the things that's where my heart is real weak. I ain't gonna lie. You know, if all I can do is give you something to eat, then I'm probably more willing to do that than give you money or room and board or anything else of that nature. Now, we also got transportation freeloaders. And these are some of your friends that don't have a car, or some of your family even. And listen, and that doesn't mean that they should take advantage of you, because I know plenty of people without transportation who use public transportation and never ask for anything. But you got people who always need that ride, right? They don't want to give you no gas money. The only time they call you is because they're needing your transportation, one way or the other. So be careful for them people, because you're like, okay, well, they're not asking me for money, they're not asking me for room and board, but it just seems kind of funny that every time they need a ride, they call me, right? Mm-hmm. So we also said some of the other ways that they can mooch off of you is entertainment, and it all this comes down to money, obviously. But, you know, they want you to go out to the club. You got to pay, you know, if there's a cover charge, you got to pay that. And before you go to the club, they're all in your closet, borrowing your fits. They want to put your J's on, you know, for the night. You know, those are forms of freeloading.
Or, girl, can I wear this blouse? Oh, this blouse is nice.
Right.
Can I wear this tonight? And you know what? When they bring it back to you, it's just how it was when it left the club. They ain't took it to the cleaners.
Right.
They ain't got it, you know what I'm saying, professionally. Now I got to take care of it.
Might even be musty. You know,
right.
Now you got to go out and do something about it. And when we get to the club, I got to pay for your drinks too, right?
Right.
Okay. And now this also extends to drugs and alcohol. Let's keep it 100. You got people who come over and smoke up all the weed, drink up all the Hennessy,
borrow all the cigarettes.
Right, borrow all your cigarettes.
Now we're not promoting. But hold on, we're not promoting weed smoke or cigarettes or even alcohol. But what we're saying is that in our community, we understand that this is where the bulk of our money may go. Mm-hmm. So we have to be very conscious about how we're spending our money and who we're spending it on.
Absolutely.
So when we say that these people are coming around asking for these things, they've developed a habit that they can't support.
Exactly.
And they're asking you to help them support their habit.
Right. So let's talk about one of the more inconspicuous ways that people freeload, and that's sexual.
So you jump straight from room and board to food,
drugs and alcohol.
Okay, sex.
It's building. It's building. These are all the different ways.
So sex freeloaders.
Yes, those absolutely do exist.
Okay, so explain to me what a sex freeloader is.
A sex freeloader might be a person who you don't hear from that often. You might hear from them on the late night, right? But no other time, right? And they don't require anything of you, or you don't require anything of them but sex. Sometimes people earn their room and board, I'm going to say quote unquote.
Oh, you're talking about homosexuals.
Homosexuals, yes.
Right.
I actually just kind of learned what that word is. Mm-hmm. Can you just kind of describe it to the people? Maybe they might not be so.
Okay, so a homosexual is someone who exchanges sexual favors for room and board. Meaning that, and a lot of men who do this, what they will do is they'll find some poor, unsuspecting woman who is down on her luck in the men field, and it just so happens that she has Section 8, or maybe she even has a good job and is paying a nice-sized mortgage. But the only thing she's missing in her life is a man. So this guy comes along and he's willing to offer his sexual favors.
He doesn't necessarily have a job, or
he doesn't have a job.
Bills,
he can't do anything else.
And cooking.
No, he may vacuum the floor in the morning. I've seen him do that.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll get up in the morning and make the kids a bowl of cereal and vacuum. But for the most part, what he's doing is helping her self-esteem by offering her sex while she offers him a place to stay. I think that it's an unfair exchange, especially considering these brothers. I don't know if I would want sex from somebody who was broke, but there are a lot of people out there who are willing to do that. And on the other flip side, there are women who are willing to do that as well. They are incapable of funding themselves or having their own home, so they find men who are desperate or who are socially awkward, and they manipulate these men to house them.
And their kids sometime too?
In some cases, their kids as well. And in exchange for sexual favors. And there are some men who are more than willing to allow her to live in their home while they pay rent and pay all the bills just so that they can have those sexual favors from that woman.
Yep, I agree that that's a horrible exchange, but you have people who actually do move like that. So be real cautious of that. Like I said, that's one of the more inconspicuous ways that people can freeload off of you, but it does exist. It really
now, if
really
the brother
does.
ain't willing to run you through, can I use Arby's again?
Go for it.
Okay. If the brother ain't even willing to run you through the Arby's drive-through, but he wants to, sleep with you, he don't want to cook you no food.
All right.
He don't want to help take care of the kids. He don't want to do nothing for you. He don't want to do nothing for you but come over and get his rocks off and run off. Well, you know what? That's a sexual freeloader. Cut him off. Don't deal with him.
Right.
If a woman only is brothers, and I'm talking to y'all because y'all willing to give free sex at the drop of a dime. Most of y'all brothers out there. So let me say this. Brother, if all she want to do is call you at 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, and you know what she wants, and she don't want it from nobody else but you, hold her accountable. No, you can't call me at 10 o'clock at night or 11 o'clock at night. What if I did have somebody here? What if I was entertaining someone who actually loves me, supports me, and protects me?
Right.
Now I'm going to let you mess that up just to feed your evil desires? No.
Right.
So this is what I'm saying. The sexual freeloaders, you got to watch them and you got to hold them accountable as well.
Those are some of the slickest ones. Renee Cooper says, not vacuum the floor, LOL. I feel you. I found that funny too. And then talking about making a bowl of cereal, talking about I cooked breakfast, right?
Yeah. Hey, Thomas. Hey, No-No's back in the house. No, we missed you, man. Appreciate you for being here today. Thank you. Go ahead. So we have freeloaders that are freeloading for room and board, freeloaders that are freeloading for food, freeloaders that are freeloading for transportation, and we just went over the sexual freeloaders. Now we're going to get into, do we got clothes freeloaders?
Yes, absolutely.
People that want to wear your clothes.
That's the people that's all in your closet that, they want to borrow this, they want to borrow that. Sometimes you don't get that stuff back. And sometimes when you do get it back, it's not in the condition that you loaned it out in. Now I'm a guy, I don't own a bunch of suits or something, so some of the old school cats around the neighborhood, I might have a court date or a funeral or something to attend, and I might call them cats up like, hey man, let me borrow your suit. We about the same size or whatever. And they, hey, no problem. And then when they get that suit back, guess what? It got that plastic on it because it's fresh out of the cleaners. I would never give nobody nothing back that I done sweated up in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So keep that in mind too. So it's absolutely people. And a lot of my sisters used to do that to be coming up. They was always in my clothes, bro. They stayed in my closet 24/7, right?
But your sisters can't be no freeloader. That's their clothes too.
Boy,
your mom and daddy bottom. I don't know. We ain't even gonna go there.
My Nike shirts and stuff like that.
Hey, we ain't gonna go there. Them is your
bro.
sisters. My sisters, listen, if my sisters are listening, y'all can wear whatever I have. That's on y'all. Y'all can have it.
My sisters stay out of my clothes. I promise you.
All right.
Okay. All right. So
now we're getting personal.
So we talked about it's just good comedy, bro.
Yeah.
So look, man. So we went over the different ways that first of all went over the red flags of the freeloaders, right? We went over some of the solutions of the freeloaders, looked out for signs, some of the things that they do to be manipulative and conniving. So now we want to talk about how the freeloader can reconcile, because that's a very nasty label to get on yourself if somebody views you or if a group of people view you as being a freeloader. Right? Oh, Renee said family don't count, Steve. So what can the freeloader do to not be seen in this particular negative light?
Well, the first thing the freeloader can do is the freeloader can have a willingness to help others. And, you know, there are a lot of millionaires that suggest that you have to be a service to others before you can be a service to yourself. You have to have a giving spirit, a giving heart. And there are even some churches that suggest that you can give your way out of debt. Now, of course, a church would say that, but I'm not even going to get into that.
Well, but are you just basically speaking of karma? Like
and that is what I'm saying.
When you do the good, it comes back tenfold sort of thing like that?
Yeah, sometimes it does come back tenfold. And what I'm saying is this, is that if you're a service to others, it shows its funny head in funny ways at funny times to coming back to you when you need it the most. So whenever we have the opportunity to do for others and freeloaders, I'm especially speaking to you, that you need to keep in mind that put others before yourself. Put others before yourself. If you know that you're in the store and let's say you got a boyfriend, girlfriend, uncle, auntie, and you see something that you know somebody would like or enjoy, if it's nothing more than just a pair of clean socks that you can buy and give to someone who's been kind to you, why not do that? Sure. And that can erase a whole lot of negative energy that you have incurred because of your freeloading nature. Because I'm going to tell you, if you're a freeloader and you bring somebody a gift, they're going to be waiting on the, like, hold on, now what you want today? That's what they're going to be thinking, like, hold on, wait, you just giving people stuff now? But don't kill yourself. You know what you do? You giving away your prize? No. But the thing is that when you start giving to others, then others will start giving to you, and it'll come in places and at times that you least expect.
Absolutely. And like I was saying earlier, show up to the barbecue. Listen, it doesn't cost much to go to Walmart and get Walmart brand cola, right? The people would appreciate that far more than what you know because of your reputation. And those are one of the type of ways that you can help change how you're viewed like that. So, and because I know the freeloaders that I do know, if they showed up and said, hey, man,
and had something in their hand,
just anything,
and don't show up empty-handed,
and not asking me for anything in return, just like, hey, man, let me just drop this off you real quick. I know it didn't cost them that much to get it, but it's something that they know that I enjoy. They know that it's something that was needed. Then you might start to change your reputation with me.
You ain't gotta. You don't have to bring. You do not have to bring, I ain't going to say ain't gotta, but this is a black show, so I can say that. You ain't gotta bring the brisket and the steak.
You don't
Sometimes you can bring the chips and the potato salad.
Bring the buns, bring the cups, bring a couple bags of ice.
Bring something.
Bring something. Don't show up empty-handed.
And then be ready to do what, Steve?
Be ready to eat while you're there and not take any plates home. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Don't let them take no plates home.
No.
Because they're going to show up to the barbecue. You know, it's about to be summertime, so I'm just letting y'all know these freeloaders are going to be around, and they're going to want to make a nice big plate and take it home with them.
So make sure that, they eat while they're there.
Right.
And after that, you're not taking no sodas to go, no beers to go at the bottom of the cooler.
And you might want to post a nice little sign somewhere that says no to go plates.
Right. And that's just not for freeloaders. That's just proper etiquette, I think, period, unless you're dealing with, close family or if I did bring the brisket or I did bring, 2-pack, 2, 3, 4 packs of chicken, then okay, I can see that. But, for the most part, there's bad etiquette to be taking plates home. I know a lot of people don't mind, but it kind of just depends on the circumstance. If it's your mama's barbecue, if it's your daddy's barbecue, I get all that. But just don't show up to friends that you don't even know particularly all that well. Just because you brought the ice doesn't mean that you're going to take a big old plate home.
Now, let me say this real quick. Thomas Noble says exactly. It's the attempt that counts, and don't leave with all the food at the end of the night. For sure. Let me say this also, y'all, and this is for my people who are not freeloaders. So let me talk to y'all real briefly, okay? Because we are not freeloaders. My brother here, I know he's not a freeloader, and me myself, if you guys know who I am, you know that ain't how I move. But let me say this, y'all. When y'all, this is the people that ain't freeloaders. When y'all show up to something and y'all bring something, guys, leave it there. Okay? This person was hosting. Okay? If you brought a bottle, leave the bottle there.
Yes.
Don't be packing up stuff and bringing it with you.
I don't care what brand it is. You brought that for the party.
Right.
If you brought a 24 pack of beer, don't be leaving with 12 of them.
Right.
They're still left over.
Leave that there. If you brought some sodas, leave it there. If you brought some meat or some food, or people barely touch your casserole, leave it there. Come back and get your dishes later, and I can almost guarantee you, if you got a job and you work every day, it's not going to break you.
Absolutely
Okay? If you're
not.
missing that one Tupperware bowl. Okay? You don't need it that bad. Okay? Let me get to Renee's comment here, because she wrote a nice long one, so we want to make sure that we acknowledge her and read that. A lot of freeloaders don't realize that they are takers. Some people have done it so long they don't recognize that they are always asking for stuff.
Right.
It is our job to bring it to their attention, like we said before, hold them accountable, and hopefully they will have the willingness to do better. And that's true.
Yep, absolutely. Let me address that for Renee.
Thomas said that when you bring something to a barbecue or whatever, that's your entry fee.
There you go.
Leave it there.
There you go. There you go. Absolutely, Renee. That is absolutely correct.
You can't pay $10 at the club and say, you know what, there wasn't no ladies in here tonight, so can I get 6 of that back? No.
The reason that they do that is because we're not bringing it to their attention enough. And to be honest with you, that's how they manipulate us, because they use our good heart. And basically we become the host. They use our generosity against us. So if we don't say anything to them, they will continue to do it. That's why they do it, is because they haven't been checked about it. And they typically always get what they want, because see, they don't pull this stuff on people who won't allow them to freeload. They only pull it on people who allow them to do it. So,
and that's why we said in the beginning
that we're 90% responsible for the freeloaders around us. So we got to start holding these people accountable
and teaching them how to treat us.
Right, and it's really all about etiquette too. You know what I'm saying? Just have proper etiquette. You know your mama taught you better than that. I know that you've been getting away with it for so long that you think that it's the norm, but it's not. And we need to start making these people pull their own weight.
So can we ease up off their head now?
Sure.
Okay. We hit them. We hit them hard today. Freeloaders, you're on notice.
You're on notice.
And we're going to share this video with you and to your page, because we know you're a freeloader. I said in the beginning of the show we weren't going to share it to their page. We're sharing it to your page. Freeloader, we're sharing this video to your page. Watch this video, because it means something. As black folk, we work too hard for our money to be giving it to you, freeloader.
Absolutely.
Okay? So check this out, man. Freeloader, if there's anything you need to apologize for because you've been freeloading and you want to tell your friends you're sorry, and all of you guys out there, if there's anything you need to apologize for, please do that. And if there's anybody that you need to what? Forgive?
Forgive.
If there's anybody that you need to forgive, please forgive our freeloaders for freeloading.
Because we still love y'all regardless. But,
we do.
But we tired, and we're not going to continue to allow you all to do this to us, because you're playing with our heartstrings, and that's not nice.
Playing with my emotions, Smokey. You know, we don't want to cut y'all off. We like having y'all around. And 9 times out of 10, y'all freeloaders, y'all cool. You know what I'm saying? That's why y'all even get the chance to freeload.
Because you're good company.
Because y'all good company.
And you know how to manipulate us.
Right. We like having y'all around. You know what I'm saying? So, freeloaders, please don't leave. Just pay your way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
One more thing. Josh says, when you check someone, then you're the bad person. Right. It does most certainly appear that way. And that's why I said, or I don't know if I got to this point earlier, sometime I said, go ahead and give the freeloader what they wanted. Listen, if it's only going to cost you $25 to have your peace of mind, because you know that you've given somebody $20 before, and they said they was going to pay you back on Tuesday, and you didn't see them for 6 months. So sometime, listen, that's not dissing them and throwing them under the bus. That's letting them learn a lesson that, hey, if it only costs me $25 for my peace of mind, then hey, man,
So you'll pay for your
I
peace
got
of
it.
mind?
I will pay for my peace of mind.
Sometimes you got to pay people to leave you alone.
Sometimes you got to pay people to leave you alone. And if I know that you will leave me alone for 6, 7, 8 months, even a year behind $20, and I've done it. You can call me a bad person if you want, but I've actually done that, and I've known that these people were not going to reimburse me, but I also knew that I wasn't going to have to see them and deal with their BS begging for a while. So
You know
sometimes
this
I
is a
think it's
family
worth
show.
it.
You can't say BS.
I can say BS, I just can't say
okay.
beep, beep.
Okay, all right, my bad. But anyway, Serena Brooks, thank you for joining the show today. Serena, Miss Brooks.
Renee Cooper, appreciate you.
Thank you for joining the show. Thomas Nobles, appreciate you for joining the show. Mariah Spears was in here earlier.
Oh, okay.
And thank you for joining the show. Got some young people in here today.
Yeah.
Sabrina, I thought Sabrina was ready to call in, but let me tell you guys this: you guys can call in now. We got it set up so you know what I'm saying. We checked our bank account, checked our saving account, and our checking account, and we was good. So now you guys can call in. If you guys got something to offer, just make sure when you call, don't be long-winded, and speak loud enough so the people can hear you. But yeah, we're going to let you guys call in and do that. Thomas, we know that we didn't ran short on you. We didn't have some what is it? What would we call that? As far as our t-shirts go.
Back orders.
We have some back orders, so we definitely will get those out to you. We still got them. We got a lot of t-shirts. We just don't have the specific ones that you guys may need at this given time. But I'm gonna tell you, this LSP, this is blowing up. I've seen them in Texas now. I'm seeing them in North Carolina.
Louisiana.
I've seen them. We got Missouri in the house. Everybody representing the LSP. You guys get on or get off. Hey, either you're on your way or you're in the way. So check this out. If you see it on your chest, and you might what?
Feel it in your heart.
Hey, we appreciate you guys for joining the show today. Make sure that you tagging and sharing the video. Hey, today, especially this message today, we want to make sure that you guys shoot that out to some freeloaders that you guys know. We get tired of these freeloaders, and it's Saturday, and the weather's getting good. So you know, the better the weather gets, these freeloaders, they like wet gremlins. They just gonna be multiplying. They just gonna be popping out. They're gonna be coming to your barbecues. They're gonna be coming to your house. A lot of them gonna be getting in arguments with their girl and have to sleep at your house for the night. Make sure that you hold these freeloaders accountable. Okay? Allow men to be men and women to be women, and don't allow them to get away with their freeloading tactics. I finished the whole show without a drink of water.
Nice.
But anyway, is there anything else you want to say to him today, brother?
That's it, man. Other than we will see y'all on Wednesday.
On Wednesday, all about that love, support, and protect. You guys have a good one. God bless y'all. Y'all stay safe out there, and see you on Wednesday.